Genie Pete looks absolutely fantastic. His outfit is amazing, as is Donald Duck's. There are a lot of things in this episode to enjoy. This is, of course, Donald of the Desert, the fourth episode of the third season of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. And it turns out that the Clubhouse's sandbox is empty. So they decide, in order to rectify this, instead of ordering more sand, they decide to go to the desert. And I would love to know where the clubhouse is situated because it's very close to a jungle and very close to a desert. Nevertheless, they go on this journey to the desert, and of course there are pitfalls along the way before they actually get to the desert. And then once they get to the desert, they find out a lot of different things about the desert and sand, and then we have the genie of the desert and the very catchy Genie of the Desert song, which I found to be quite addictive, annoyingly so, but also it was pretty catchy. And there are a lot of opportunities for learning as well in terms of the naming of shapes and about temperature and the fact that the desert is hot, because of course there will be many children who are unaware of the desert until they are introduced to it, and if this is their introduction to what a desert is, I think it does it pretty well. I think it gets the message across quite clearly that deserts are hot and dry and full of sand, and it's quite educational with that regard. But then we have shapes as well. There's like a cone, and I think there was a square and a couple of, well, a cube and a couple of other three-dimensional shapes. And I love it when Mickey Mouse Clubhouse provides education for different levels of intelligence, or I guess growth, because sometimes they're learning very basic things like this is a circle, this is a square, this is a number one, and sometimes it's a bit more complicated. We're looking at three-dimensional shapes and multiplying numbers and dealing with a slightly more complex concepts. And this episode I definitely feel like appeals to a very wide young audience. For me, as a Disney fan, I watch it because I'm a Disney fan and mainly a Donald Duck fan. Yep, I thought it was pretty cute and pretty good fun. Donald was adorable. Really loved Donald in this one. As soon as I saw his name in the title, I thought I knew I'd like this. And then Pete comes along. I'm still trying not to laugh at Pete. He was brilliant. Definitely a great performance from Pete as the genie in this one. I think Donald of the Desert is a very strong episode.